Avadhuta Gita, Chapter 1. Through the grace of God alone, the desire for non-duality arises in wise men to save them from great fear. How shall I salute the formless being, indivisible, auspicious, immutable, who fills all this with his self, and also fills the self with his self? The universe, composed of the 5 elements, is like water in a mirage. Oh, to whom shall I make obeisance? I who am one and taintless. All is verily the absolute self. Distinction and non-distinction do not exist. How can I say, it exists? It does not exist. I am filled with wonder. The essence and the whole of Vedanta is this knowledge, this supreme knowledge, that I am, by nature, the formless, all-pervasive self. There is no doubt that I am that God, who is the self of all, pure, indivisible, like the sky, naturally stainless. I indeed am immutable, infinite, and of the form of pure intelligence. I do not know how, or in relation to whom, joy and sorrow exist. I have no mental activity, good or bad. I have no bodily function, good or bad. I have no verbal action, good or bad. I am the nectar of knowledge, beyond the senses, pure. The mind, indeed, is the form of space. The mind, indeed, is omnifaced. The mind is the past. The mind is all. But in reality, there is no mind. I, the one, only, am all this, beyond space, continuous. How can I see the self as visible or hidden? Thus you are one. Why then do you not understand that you are the unchangeable one, equally perceived in all? Almighty One, how can you, who are ever shining, unrestricted, think of day and night? Know the self always to be everywhere, one, unintercepted. I am the mediator, the highest object of mediation. Why do you divide the indivisible? You are not born, nor do you die. At no time do you have a body. Scripture declares in many different ways the well-known dictum, all is Brahman. You are he who is exterior and interior. You are the auspicious, existing everywhere, at all times. Why are you running hither, thither, deluded, like an unclean spirit? Union, separation, exist in regard neither to you nor me. There's no you, no me. There is no universe. All is verily the self alone. You do not belong to that which is composed of the 5 objects of sense, such as sound, nor does that belong to you. You indeed are the supreme reality. Why then do you suffer? For you, there is no birth. For you, there is no death. For you, there is no mind. For you, there's no bondage, no liberation, no good, no evil. Why do you cry, my little child? Neither you nor I have name and form. O mind, why do you wander about, deluded like an unclean spirit? Behold, the self indivisible. Be happy through renunciation of attachment. You, verily, are truth, devoid of change, motionless, one, of the nature of freedom. You have neither attachment nor aversion. Why do you suffer, seeking the objects of desires? All the scriptures say that the truth is without attributes, pure, immutable, bodiless, and existing equally everywhere. Know me to be that. There is not the least doubt about it. Know that which has form to be false, that which is formless to be eternal. Through the instruction of this truth, there is no longer rebirth into this world. Teachers say that reality is one only and the same, and through renunciation of attachment, the mind, which is one and many, ceases to exist. If it is of the nature of the not-self, how can there be samadhi, superconscious realization? If it is of the nature of the self, how can there be samadhi, if it is both is and is not? How can there be samadhi if all is one and the nature of freedom? How can there be samadhi? You are pure, homogeneous reality, disembodied, unborn, immutable. Why do you think of yourself as, I know it here, or as, I do not know? By such sentences as, that thou art, your own self is affirmed. Of that which is untrue and composed of the five elements, the Shruti says, not this, not this. As the self is filled by the self, so is all filled continuously by you. There is no meditator. There is no meditation. Why does your mind meditate shamelessly? I do not know the Supreme. How shall I speak of him? I do not know the Supreme. How shall I worship him? If I am the Supreme One, who is the highest truth, who is homogeneous, being, and like unto space, how then shall I speak of him and worship him? The principle of ego is not the truth, which is homogeneous, which is free from the cause of superimposition and distinctions of perceiver. How can the ego be that which is aware of itself? There is no substance, whatever, which is by nature unlimited. There is no substance, whatever, which is of the nature of reality. The very self is the supreme truth. There is neither injury nor non-injury in it. You are the homogeneous reality. You're pure, you're bodiless, you're birthless, imperishable, Why then do you have any delusion about the self? Again, why am I, myself, deluded? When the pot is broken, the space within, it is absorbed in the infinite space and becomes undifferentiated. When the mind becomes pure, I do not perceive any difference between the mind and the Supreme Being. There is no pot. There is no pot's interior space. Neither is there an individual soul, nor the form of an individual soul. Know the absolute Brahman, divide of knowable and knower. Know me to be that self who is everything, everywhere, at all times, who is eternal or steady, the all, the non-existent, and the existent. Have no doubt. There are no Vedas, no worlds, no gods, no sacrifices. There is certainly no caste, no stage in life, no family, no birth. Neither the path of smoke nor the path of light. There is only the highest truth, the homogeneous Brahman. If you are free of the pervaded and pervader, if you are one and fulfilled, how can you think of yourself as directly perceptible by the senses or beyond the range of the senses? Some seek non-duality, some seek duality. They do not know the truth, which is the same at all times and everywhere, which is divide of both duality and non-duality. How can they describe the truth, which is beyond mind, words, which is divide of white and other colours, of sound, other qualities? When all these appear to you as false, when the body and so on appear to you like space, then you know Brahman truly. Then for you there is no dual series. Even my natural self appears to me as non-distinct from the Supreme Self. It appears to be one, like space. How can there be meditator and meditation? What I do, what I eat, what I sacrifice, what I give, all this is not mine in the least. I'm pure, unborn, undecaying. Know all this universe to be formless. Know all this universe to be without change. Know all this universe to be of purified body. Know all this universe to be of the nature of the Absolute. You are verily the truth. There's no doubt. Otherwise, what do I know? Why do you consider the self, which is perceptible to itself, and imperceptible? My child, how can there be illusion, non-illusion, shadow, lack of shadow? All this is one truth. All this is of the nature of space, and without taint. I am free in the beginning. I am free in the middle. I am free in the end. Never bound. This is my knowledge. I am naturally spotless. I am pure. The whole universe, beginning with the principle of cosmic intelligence, is not in the least manifest to me. All is indeed God. How can there be any existence in caste or stage of life for me? I know that all, in every way, is the one indivisible I, which is self-sustained and full, while the 5 elements beginning with ether are empty. The self is neither eunuch, man, or a woman. It is neither idea nor imagination. How can you think the self to be full of joy or joyless? The self certainly does not become pure through the practice of 6-limbed yoga. It certainly is not purified by the destruction of the mind. It certainly is not made pure by the instructions of a teacher. It is itself truth. It is itself illuminated. There is no body made up of 5 elements, nor is there anyone who is disembodied. All is verily the self alone. How can there be the 3 states and the 4th? I'm not bound. I'm not. Indeed, liberated. And I'm not different from Brahman, neither doer nor enjoyer. I am devoid of the distinctions of the pervaded and the pervader. As water, when water has been poured into water, has no distinctions, so Purush and Prakriti appear non-different to me. If indeed you are never bound or liberated, how then can you think yourself with form, or as formless? I know your supreme form to be directly perceivable, like the sky. I know your lower form to be as water in a mirage. I have never teacher, nor instruction, limited adjunct, nor activity. Know that I am by nature pure, bodiless, like the sky. You are pure. You are without a body. Your mind is not higher than the highest. You need not to be ashamed to say, I am the self, the supreme truth. Why are you weeping and crying and sad, O mind? Do you, the self, be the self by means of self? Drink the supreme nectar of non-duality, transcending all division. There's neither knowledge, nor ignorance, nor knowledge combined with ignorance. He who has always such knowledge is himself knowledge. Never been otherwise. There's no need of knowledge, reasoning, time, space, instruction from a teacher, or attainment of samadhi. I am naturally the perfect consciousness, real, like the sky, spontaneous, steady. I was not born, nor have I death. I have no action, good or evil. I'm God, stainless, without qualities. How can there be bondage or liberation for me? If God pervades all, if God is immovable, full, undivided, then I see no division. How can he have exterior or interior? The whole universe shines undivided and unbroken. The Maya, the great delusion, the imagination of duality and non-duality. Always, not this, not this, to both the formless and the formed. Only the Absolute exists, transcending difference and non-difference. You have no mother, you have no father, no wife, you have no son, you have no relative, you have no friend. You have no likes, dislikes. Why is this anguish in your mind? Mind. For you there is no day or night, rising or setting. How can the wise imagine an embodied state for the bodiless? The self is neither divided, the self is nor undivided. Nor is it doesn't have sadness. It doesn't have happiness. Nor is it all or less than all. Know the self to be immutable. I am not the doer. I'm not the enjoyer. Things have I none. Work have I none. Now or in the past. I don't have a body. And I'm not bodiless. How can I have or not have a sense of my-ness? I have no fault, such as passion and the like, nor have I any sorrow arising from the body. Know me to be the one self, vast and like the sky. Friend, mind, of what use is such vain talk? Friend, mind, all this is mere conjecture. I've told you that which is the essence. You indeed are the truth, like the sky. In whatever place yogis die, in whatever state that they dissolve, as the space of a jar dissolves into the sky, giving up the body in a holy place or in the house of a kandala, the yogi, even if he has lost consciousness, becomes identified with the Absolute as soon as he is free of the body. The yogis consider duty in life, pursuit of wealth, enjoyment of love, liberation, and everything movable or immovable, such as man, and so on, to be a mirage. This is my certain perception. I neither perform nor enjoy past action, future action, or present action. The Avadhuta alone, pure in evenness of feeling, abides happy in an empty dwelling place. Having renounced all, he moves about naked. He perceives the Absolute, the All within himself. Where there are neither the three states of consciousness nor the fourth, there one attains the Absolute in the self. How is it possible to be bound or free where there is neither virtue nor voice? The Avadhuta never knows any mantra in Vedic Mitra, nor any Tantra. This is the supreme utterance of the Avadhuta. Purified by meditation, immersed in the sameness of infinite being. There exists neither complete void, nor voidlessness, neither truth, nor untruth. The Avadhuta, having realized the truths of the scriptures, has uttered this spontaneously from his own nature.